let me fall. Bad dream. Good luck, soldier. Thanks. Wow.
I miss your brother, Alex. Everyone's gone. We're never gonna find them.
We're going to Silent Hill.
You won't be going anywhere till I get some answers.
Hey! Josh! What the hell are you doing?
Are we safe underground? Our sacrifices were in vain.
Break down the barricade. I'll cover you, okay?
I never meant to hurt you, son. Going down?
You've been gone too long.
I'll find him.
Alright, hey guys, my name's CJ, and today I'm playing a game called Silent Hill Homecoming for the PS3. So this game came out back in 2008 for the PC, PS3, and Xbox 360. And back when it came out, it wasn't very well received, okay? It received not very positive reviews. I wouldn't say it received negative reviews, but people didn't like this game. And I feel like it's only a select few people that actually really like this game and also enjoy it to a certain degree. And I feel like I'm one of those people. And I simply can't understand why people don't like this game. To me, I don't understand it. Because for me, this game fits all the criteria that a Silent Hill game, or that a game needs to be Silent Hill. How am I trying to say this? It fits all the, it checks all the boxes to warrant this game to be a Silent Hill game. It has everything that a Silent Hill game needs, basically, it's got brilliant atmosphere, it's got the fog, creepy storytelling, backward storytelling, roundabout storytelling. The enemies sort of fit your main character's mental state, if that makes sense. And it's got creepy music. By the way, the music in this game is fantastic. For me, voice acting and music and coherent storytelling make or break a game. I feel like this game fits all that criteria, for me, that is, to make this game a good game. And the music is brilliant, okay? If you say this game is a bad game, okay, take everything else away, you have to at least admit and agree that the game's music is phenomenal, okay? I don't know how to describe it, it just makes me feel a certain way when I listen to the music in this game. It's very melancholic, very somber, very Silent Hill-esque, And I say that comparing the music to Silent Hill 2. Now, be careful when listening to what I say there, because Silent Hill 2's music is fantastic. I'm not saying this game's music beats Silent Hill 2's music, but it is good, and I do like some tracks here more than I do the tracks in Silent Hill 2. Some of them, that is, Now, in saying that, take what I say with a grain of salt, because people compare this game to Silent Hill 2 and 3. And I don't think... I feel like that's people's first mistake, is comparing this game to Silent Hill 2 and 3. You can't do that. Okay, Silent Hill 2 and 3 are in leagues of their own, okay? Those games were masterpieces, okay? This game is nowhere near a masterpiece. It has its flaws, and I can see that, playing through the game and whatnot. Okay, quickly, before we carry on the screen here, press up, up, down, down, left, right, B. And, oh, shit, okay. Alright, well, let's wait for this cutscene to finish again. Because if I press start, it'll just go to the main thing. So I want to show you what I mean. So I'll just quickly talk about the game again. So I by no means think this game is a masterpiece. It is a good game. I will admit, I feel like this game is a good game. I mean, granted, I have played this game about 5 or 6 times, and I've pretty much been burnt out. I've played this game thoroughly to prepare for this walkthrough for you guys, and it's been one hell of a journey. But yeah, I think the themes explored in this game are brilliant. The story, when I found out what it's about and everything, and the more I played through it and saw how the game connects the story from beginning to end and end to beginning, I thought it was fantastic, you know. And it just made me want to play the game more and more and more, and do more research into this game. And unfortunately, you know, there aren't very many like forums and videos and stuff that explain the story. So I feel like at the end of the video, I'll do my best, sorry, not the end of the video, at the end of the walkthrough, I'll do my best to explain the story the way I understand it. So you guys can get a bit of an understanding of how tragic the story is and how actually good the story is, you know. And actually the reason why I didn't play this game at first was, I mean, besides not being able to afford it or not being interested in it at first, I avoided this game because I heard that it was pretty bad. You know, people said the game was horrible. And that stopped me from playing the game for so long, and I didn't understand... Oh, sorry, when I played this game, actually sat down and decided, you know, let me actually play this game and give it a chance. I couldn't understand why I didn't like this game, or why I refused to play this game, because this game is really good. So yeah, don't take this, don't like judge book by its cover, okay? Actually play the game and see how it is. If you still don't like it, then that's your problem, okay? Anyway, so on the screen here, press up, up, down, down, left, right, B, and you should hear like a whoosh sound, and you press start, and that should unlock an alternate costume. I hope it did then. Okay, so let me talk about what I'm going to do for this walkthrough for you guys. I want to sit here talking for too long. So for this walkthrough, I'm going to be showing you guys where to get all the health serums, where to get all the photos and the drawings and everything, and how to go ahead and get the best ending for the game, okay? So that's what I hope to achieve with this walkthrough here, okay? Now, there are 5 different endings, and there are 3 choices you make throughout the game that determine which ending you'll get, okay? Now, there's the good ending, the drowning ending, the hospital ending, the UFO ending, and the boogeyman ending, okay? 5 endings in total, and those 3 choices that you make at the very end of the game will determine which ending you get, okay? And there are choices you can make, like dialogue options that you can choose in, like throughout the game, and they don't really matter. They don't pertain to any part of the story. It's just, if you want different dialogue option, you can, but it all sort of bottlenecks into the same sort of outcome. So you don't really have to worry about that. That's what I'll be doing here, okay? And I'll be playing this game on hard. I'll get into that in a minute. Okay. For now, let me go into options. I'm going to put the brightness all the way up here. Okay. Because the brightness... This game is dark. And if you play this game on anything lower than this, it'll be extremely difficult for you to see anything, okay? Because there's a part later on in the game where there's no lights, it's just fog and pitch black. That's it. And you have like your little weak ass flashlight and you can't see anything. That's all staying the same. Game options, I'm gonna put subtitles on. Okay, I think that's all good. Alright, I'll talk about the mechanics and everything when we get into the game. For now, we're gonna go ahead and start, but before we do, I just want to read to you a little Bible verse, a little devotion quickly. So, here we go. So, this devotional is titled, Grace That Brings Joy. Psalm 16 verse 11 says, You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. God's presence gives us a joy that is steady and eternal. Many people shy away from God because they fear that He will make their joy disappear. They have the feeling that he will not approve of their lifestyles or that he will be shocked by their faults and the horrors of their sins. He does not, however, do that. But in striving after those temporary earthly pleasures, they walk past the single greatest joy there is in life, to know God and to live close to Him. If you believe in Jesus Christ and follow Him faithfully, you will know for certain that He does not in any way destroy earthly pleasures, but He makes them richer and deeper. And He adds a joy that does not fade with the passing years, a personal, tender, and life-enriching friendship with Him. What is more, this joy is only the beginning of an even greater joy when this life comes to an end. So I hope that devotional spoke to you guys. And I really hope you guys listened to it, you didn't skip past it. But yeah, I'd say take that into consideration. Okay, now with that out the way, let's go ahead and start this. We're going to go new game. And I'll be doing this game on hard difficulty. Alright, so I was debating which one to do this on. Hard difficulty it's difficult, okay? Now, so I would say only do your hard playthrough after you finish the game once and after you've gotten the UFO ending, okay? Now, the reason why I say that is because it'll make your playthrough on hard difficulty a lot more bearable if you have the special weapons, okay? Now, one of them is there are two special weapons. One of them is the laser pistol. I highly recommend playing through the game on hard difficulty with that weapon, because enemies are a lot tougher on hard difficulty. And okay, so the reason why I say on your first playthrough you should get the UFO ending, okay? The reason why I say that is because to unlock the laser pistol, you need to get the UFO ending, and then you will at a certain point in the game, you'll find the laser pistol, and then you can use it, okay? So, do that first, and then play through on hard difficulty, and then go through and get through the other ending that you want to get, or whatever, okay? Now, the differences between normal difficulty and hard difficulty. So, on hard difficulty, the enemies take a lot more to go down. There aren't more enemies placed everywhere, they're just more difficult to take care of. And what else? Oh yeah, you get significantly less ammo. Not just, like, you don't just find less ammo, but your guns take a lot less ammo. You know, they can hold a lot less ammo than they would on your normal playthroughs, okay? So, keep that in mind, you know. You find also, I think you find a lot less health drinks and health items. But to be honest, you don't really need health items in this game. You maybe need, like, I don't know, 10. Because by the end of all my playthroughs, literally every single one of my playthroughs that I've done, at the end of all of them, I've collected all of the health items, and by the end of it, I had about 30 health drinks, 10 health packs, and 8 serums, okay? Now, I'll be showing you guys how to get all the serums. All the serums do, as far as I'm aware, they increase the amount of health that you have. But to be honest, you don't need to increase your health any more than it is when you start the game. Okay. I've played through the game all 5 times, and I've never once needed to extend my health. Okay, so you don't need it. You can very easily go through the game without increasing your health any more than it actually is, more than what you start off with. Okay, so we can go through on hard. So brightness is there. So these are the costumes that you can choose. So we've got Classic Alex, Young Alex, which is the costume you unlock when you do the input at the beginning, at the title screen. There we go. Deputy Alex, Big Rig Alex, ER Alex, Auto Soldier Alex, and Boogeyman Alex. Okay. I don't know why you want to play as, you know, with these costumes. I think Classic Alex is the best design for him. You know, so I don't think it's necessary. But yeah, I had something else that I wanted to say with regards to the playthrough. So this hard walkthrough is primarily designed for you to follow after you've gone through the game once first. Okay. So I highly recommend that you come back and play and follow this walkthrough once you've played through the game already and gotten the laser pistol weapon, okay? If you don't, I will still show you guys how to take care of the bosses and enemies without using the special weapon, which will be a lot tougher, but it is doable. I've done it, so you don't need to stress your mess. I know how to take care of these enemies. It's just very difficult, and it wears down your patience very quickly, okay? Files it down to a very thin level, so you just take that in mind when you want to play through the game like that on hard difficulty. But yeah, don't worry, I'll show everything that happens in the game on hard difficulty and show you how to get through it. For now, let's just stop talking and get into this.
Where's my squad? Are they here? Did they make it? Hey, talk to me. Say something. Oh, God. Oh, God! Hey, what are they doing? What's going on there? Hey, where are you taking me? No! Hey! No! Where am I? Hey, what is this place? Hey, where are you taking me? No! Where am I, man? Hey, wait. Where are you going? Don't leave me here!
Alright, so just mash X to get out of these restraints. I don't know what happens if you don't, so just go ahead and do it. And that guy got really badly messed up in the background there. Cool, so here we are. Press R1 to access your inventory. Select the flashlight and press square to turn it on, okay? So you can do that, press R1, this will bring up your weapons inventory. If you press L1, it'll bring up your items inventory, okay? You can press square or triangle to turn your radio or flashlight, so your flashlight and radio on and off respectively. I don't bother with that, you know. I always leave my radio on, and when it comes to flashlight, just press up on the D-pad and that'll turn it on and off like that, okay? Now, before we get into anything else, I want to just mention something about that opening cutscene there. Firstly, when Alex was being wheeled through on the gurney through the corridor, you saw it showed room 206. That number 206 is very important, so keep that in mind as you play throughout the game. This will, you know, all of this you'll figure out as you play through the game multiple times, okay? So the number 206 is important, and also the room 206 is also quite important. It shows at the end of one of the endings that you get, okay? And also, you saw many people being tortured or whatever that was happening in those other rooms as we were being wheeled past them. All of that will also make sense as to what's going on, you know, as you play through the game and as you figure out what's going on. It'll make sense, trust me. And, you know, I will explain what it means at the end of the game, so you don't need to worry too much. But as you play through the game, it will all start to click as you play through the game multiple times. So don't worry too much about not being able to figure it out right now, okay? And also, I want to mention as well that opening cutscene reminds me a lot of... It's very, very reminiscent of the music video of... the music video for Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold. If you know that music video, you'll know why I say that. It's very... Those two... That cutscene and the music video are very similar with what happens in them. So yeah, I thought that was quite cool. And actually, this chapter here, the first chapter of the game, is actually called Nightmare. So, that's quite cool. But yeah, anyway, let's carry on. You can examine things by pressing X. No smoking in this area. Yeah, I highly doubt that's going to be an issue if this is what everything looks like. Okay. If you press L2, it won't do it now, but L2 gets you into battle stance. I'll talk about that as we get playing. Not really necessary right now. Square doesn't do anything. If you have a weapon, square will do a strong attack, X will do... You know, actually, let me rather talk about the attacks when I get into it, okay? When we actually get weapons. Circle will dodge. It'll roll. Circle rolls. You can roll in 4 directions. And then when you have a weapon and you are combat ready, Alex will dodge instead of rolling. And if you dodge at the right time, you can block. Although I prefer just rolling out the way because it opens up your enemy for an attack a lot easier than blocking. Triangle will give you... Triangle, if you press triangle, it'll open up a map. Right now, we don't have any maps. So we can't really do anything with that right now. Okay. A doctor's memo. The patient in room 206 is scheduled to undergo a transorbital lobotomy tomorrow. I've mandated the following medications be doubled on the day of the procedure. I thought lobotomies were obsolete. Who scheduled this procedure? So that right there tells you about room 206, the room that was shown in the beginning of the cutscene. Okay. Now actually, so quickly, I just want to mention something that I did. So if you press R3, like if you press the right stick in, you can go first person. You can't move in this when you're in first person, you can't move. You can just rotate the camera and stuff. You can just look around, okay? This is to inspect. Now if you press R3 here in the map menu, you can zoom into the map. If you bring up your items and stuff, you can inspect them by pressing in the right stick and selecting them. Okay, or selecting them and then pressing the right stick in. And then you can investigate and inspect things by going first person like this, by pressing the right stick in. Now, as is common with Silent Hill games, if you've played a Silent Hill game before, then you'll know that when there's a thing you can examine or an item you can pick up or anything like that, your character will always look at what it is that they're trying to point you towards, if that makes sense, okay? So as you can see, Alex is looking at something to the left of him, which is this thing right here, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, if you're struggling to find what it is he's looking at, if you press R3, it will immediately point toward what he was looking at, what he was focusing on. So that's quite a nifty little mechanic that they've put in here. If you're struggling to find what it is Alex is looking at, or your character is looking at, then you can just press R3 and he will focus on what it is he wants you to look at. See? Whether it be a note, a picture, a drawing, or an item to pick up, whatever. It works regardless. So let's carry on. You can go through doors like that by double tapping X. Okay. There's nothing in here, I don't think. Old medical supplies. Okay. Alright, let's carry on. So look there. That there is Josh. That is Alex's younger brother. So we're playing as a guy called Alex Shepard. That there is Joshua Shepard. Okay. Important to know these guys' names in a little bit. I mean, throughout the game. But yeah, let's have a look at this first. Missing patient bulletin. Room 205, patient went missing. Last seen in the day room after confrontation with another. The rest of the message is blurred and illegible. Cool. I don't know who the patient would be.
Josh, is that you?
Okay, so it's like maybe the keypad controls it. So you gotta input a code. We don't know the code just yet, and I'll show you how to get it. So go this way. And have a look here. Examine this X-ray board. Something is scratched onto the surface of the X-ray. 6, 2, and 4. Okay. So we need to find the missing half of that X-ray, which will give us the missing half of the code. Can I examine anything over here? It's a control panel for the PA system. It doesn't appear to be working. Yes. Alright, there's a map over here. Map of the hospital. There we go. So, as you can see, this is quite a sizable area. It's not that big. I mean, there's not much you can do in this place. It's all pretty linear. Let me examine this, please. Hello? Yeah, I know about this. There we go, finally. Attention staff, our security has been somewhat compromised. The patient used an X-ray film to write down the code for the security gate. We have recovered the first half, but the second half is still missing. Should you find the missing X-ray piece, be sure to notify the head of security immediately. Cool. So that gives you a hint to what to do. I mean, it's pretty obvious what to do. Alright, so we're going to go here. That door over there is locked. Same with this one. All these doors here are locked except for the one over here. Yep. As is standard. This, there's always a baby crying in any hospital area of the game. Of a game. Like a horror game. Alright. So, actually, you know what? This baby's going to irritate me. So, examine this. A child's doll. It appears to be burned. I wonder how it got here. Good question. So yeah, that there will... So if you examine that, that'll stop the baby from crying. So, yep. This here is our main health item. This is a health drink. You can rotate items by moving the right analog stick. These are your main health items. So you get health drinks, first aid kits, and serums. Okay. Now, you'll find plenty of these throughout the game. I don't know if there's less on hard difficulty, but I know on normal difficulty you'll find plenty, so don't worry too much about finding them, okay? A page from an incident report. The patient proceeded to leap through the window and then ravage the adjacent room. The patient was not responsive to verbal commands. 3 staff members eventually subdued the patient. The patient entered a catatonic state and stopped responding to outside stimuli. Restraints were unnecessary during the following weeks. What? Restraints were unnecessary during the following weeks' electroshock therapy sessions. Okay. Right. Alright, so hop over this. And then examine this. This gives you a tutorial on how to, fight. Basic weapons combat. Today's soldier needs to be prepared for the rigors of training and beyond. These are techniques that are going to keep you alive out in the field. Equipping a weapon. To equip a weapon, hold down or tap R1 and use left stick to select your weapon of choice. How to use combat stance and targeting. To get into your combat ready stance, pull and hold L2 when a melee weapon is equipped. When you enter combat stance and enemies are present, you will automatically target the closest enemy in your field of view. If multiple enemies are surrounding you, the target will be the closest hostile. Okay. The targeted enemy will be highlighted by the flashlight. Yep. To change target, tap right stick in the direction of that target, typically left or right. To break targeting at any time, exit combat stance by releasing L2. Fast attacks, strong attacks, charge attacks, and combos. When in combat stance, press X for fast attacks and square for strong attacks. Strong attacks can be charged up for added damage by holding down square. Although I don't recommend doing that because enemies in this game, when they get hitting on you, they can take away a lot of your life very quickly and you will die. Successive fast attacks followed by strong attacks can make for uninterrupted strikes known as combos. And I'll get into that as we get playing. For now, go over here. So investigate this and take the X-ray film. And we can use that now. That is the missing half of that code. So we'll head back now. And then that happens. I feel like that's a cheap jump scare tactic. The first time I played this, that didn't do anything to me, so didn't scare me. But yeah, anyway, so go over here and press L1. Now you can inspect this. A torn X-ray of a patient's chest. We can't see anything right now, so we need to use it over here. 624872. So that's the code there. The number 624872 is written across the X-ray film. So there we go. That is the code we need to use over here. So investigate it. 624872. There we go. Now the thing's unlocked. We can go through.
Josh, where are you going?
Cool. So now we can follow him. But before you do, go over here and you can see there's a child's drawing. This is the first one, so go ahead and take it. Child's drawing. And we can investigate it if we go here. Family of bunnies. And that's what it says about that. Now all these doors here are locked except for the one that Josh went through, so we're going to go through it.
Josh, stop!
There we go. Can't investigate anything over here. You can look through these toilets if you want, investigate them. Have a look at this. That is disgusting. And look at all these bugs and shit all around here. That's really gross. But yo, this one doesn't even have a toilet. Look at that. Interesting. Alright, so we'll go through. This right here is a save icon. If you want to save your game, you can go ahead and save it there. Okay. And you can see there's a door here, but it's locked. We can't go through it just yet. Okay, and this over here is locked. Why is this locked? Is someone in there? Who knows? As you can see, these ones here aren't locked. And currently, I can hear something. Oh, it's that thing. I thought it was Alex's radio going mad for a stage. Okay, so this right here is a combat knife. This is our first weapon that we get, and as we acquire our first weapon, we'll also get introduced to our first enemy. So have a look. Take it, I got a combat knife. So have a look there, it's the nurses. Alright, so hold L2 and you can mash X to do a combo. Oh my goodness, you can dodge. And then you can press square at the end of your combo to do strong attack at the end there. Now I highly recommend doing that for the nurses. As you can see, I took quite a bit of damage there because I was talking and not paying attention to what I was doing. But yeah, so you hold L2 and he'll do this. And you can press X 3 times and he'll do a 3-8 combo. And then at the end of it, you can press square and he'll do like a spinning attack. So the strong attack is this one here. You can do a combo with it as well. Oh no, wait, you can't. No, never mind. You can charge it up to do that. Although I don't recommend doing that because to charge it up, it doesn't do that much extra damage. Not that I've noticed, okay? So you can do 2-hit combo with the strong attack as well, 3-hit combo as well, and then a 4-hit combo like that. Okay. And the nurses you'll find quite frequently throughout the game, although to be honest they aren't very common. You'll find them throughout this hospital area here, of course, and then later on throughout the game you'll find them as well, but they aren't the most common enemy type. So let's squeeze through here. There's a first aid kit over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and heal myself. There we go. And we can't examine anything else. So let's go through this door. And that is locked. I think all the doors here are locked. Except for this one. Okay, never mind. I think it's this one. Yeah. Wait, we just came through this one. What am I talking about? This one then. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Now have a look here. A wheelchair, for some reason, falls down from the staircase. And surprise, surprise, nobody's there. Before we go up there, let's have a look at this. The doctors say that I'm unable to discern fantasy from reality, but I think I know what's going on around here. I saw those demons murder the other patients. I want to escape from this cursed place, but I don't dare venture into the light. It seems they're attracted to light. That's why people who need light to see are their natural prey. They also react strongly to sound. If you want to go on living, you'd be better off just sitting in the dark and staying quiet. But even that probably won't save you. So that there's telling you, if you don't want to fight any of the enemies, you can turn off your flashlight and stay quiet, and they will leave you alone. Nurses in this game especially, they're attracted to light and sound. If you leave them alone and you stay dead still and turn your light off, they will freeze in place. So keep that in mind if you want to use that tactic. I don't really care, it doesn't make that much of a difference to me. So we're just going to carry on. So this over here is locked. And there are nurses around here. There'll be 2 in here, so break the glass and hop over and get ready because there'll be 2 nurses, as I said. Now for the most part, when you are fighting 2 or more enemies at once, only one should attack you at a time, so don't worry too much about getting ganged up by them. Usually, if they have a melee weapon, that is, they should leave you alone. But if they have guns, then they will most definitely shoot you, regardless of if you're fighting an enemy or not. Okay. Now have a look here. Look at this. Look at that. That is horrific. Look at that. It's gross. What does he say? He's dead. No shit. Can see that very clearly. Let's have a look at this. This TV's making a weird noise. The TV isn't plugged in. How is this possible? Okay. Alright, so the only way we can go is through here. So let's cut this. There we go. And it's making this weird squelching sound. I don't know what's going on here, but listen to this. Ugh. Alright, I don't know what this is, but it's got teeth and stuff. Anyway, let's squeeze through it. There's a safe icon over there. She's not here, 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 she's not here. Normally I don't bother to read that whole thing. It's pointless. We'll go there in a minute. Actually, we'll go there right now. Nothing else to do here. Okay. All these doors here are locked, except for one toward the end. I don't know if you can hear, but there's like weird sounds that's happening. Here we'll get introduced to a new enemy. So if you walk forward, you'll see a new enemy. So these enemy here are called Swarm. Get into your combat stance and press X to stomp on them like that. Okay. If they fly, you can go ahead and do that, but it's risky because once they become airborne, then they tend to latch onto you. Then you gotta mash B, circle. Gotta mash circle, and then you can throw them off. Okay, because if they're on you, they will start to drain your health. So just be careful of that. That enemy type there is called Swarm. Quite annoying, but they're not really too bad. They're by no means the most annoying enemy in the game. We'll counter them a bit later on, but yeah. So we'll go through here. There's a health drink over here. There we go. Nothing else to examine. There's another dead body over there. We'll go through here. And over here, this is where there will be a photograph. Joshua's Robbie the Rabbit doll stuffed in his backpack. So this here, if you played Silent Hill 3, Robbie the Rabbit is a mascot that you find in the very beginning of the game. So, yeah. There's our first drawing. We'll find quite a few more throughout the game. I don't know how many there are, but there are quite a few. Can't go through there, so we'll go through here. Nothing else to collect here. There's a note to examine, however. The patient's chart. Schedule of treatment. Type of electroshock, doctor... What? Type electroshock, Dr. Copen. Doctor's signature is required after each entry. Monday, 9 AM, signed, Dr. Copen, yada yada yada. Comments. Treatment has yet to achieve desired results. Patient is non-responsive. Please administer pureed foods only. Right. Alright, so we need to go down here. Drop down. And there'll be 3 nurses over here. These ones are pretty weak, so don't worry too much about them ganging up on you. Okay. Now, on normal difficulty, those nurses go down in like 3 hits. And obviously over here they go down a lot after a few more hits. Now, have a look here. You'll see the severed body over here. This is quite an interesting thing after my previous playthroughs. So you'll see this is someone that's dressed in scrubs and stuff. And he's missing the other half of him. This half of a body will make sense at the very end of the game. So keep note of this right here. And as you can see here, this is padlocked, so we can't go through there just yet, so we'll go through here. And we'll squeeze through. And right ahead here will be another drawing. So get that. This body looks catatonic. Cool. Nothing else? Alright. So we can carry on now. And this is the other half of the body that was downstairs. Again, this will make sense seeing this at the end of the game. In the second last chapter of the game, this will start making sense, because this person is actually an important character, which we'll encounter a bit later on. For now, it's the other half of the body from downstairs. I wonder who put him here. Another very good question. Also, what happened to him is my question. His hand is holding onto a key of some sort. I got the operating theatre key. Alright. So now we can carry on. Oh yeah. So before we carry on, I just want to mention, you can either hold L1 and then let go of it, and it'll go back to your main screen, or you can just tap L1. I recommend tapping L1 to open up your inventory and your weapons. Okay. And then selecting whatever it is you need with the right analog stick, and then pressing X to use. So yeah. Also, when you press L1 and then L1 to... So L1 to open it and L1 to close it. If you're selecting this and you press... So any item you are hovering over like this, and you press L1 to exit out of your inventory or your weapons, it'll always equip the weapon or use the item. So be careful about that, okay? So watch. See there, I pressed L1 instead of X, and it used the item. So be careful when opening and closing your inventory, okay? There's a note over here. Setting the electroshock machine beyond the seizure threshold has yielded impressive result in the patients. The most violent and depressed patients are rendered completely docile. Docile. The only side effects have been minor. Memory loss, some dislocated bones, one fractured leg, and a patient bit off his tongue. Minor injuries indeed. This accident was quite a nice side effect, as this particular patient was also one of our noisiest. I've instructed the doctors to continue with this intensity level for all treatments. Every single patient that you have, you're going to do that with. Holy crap. No thanks. I love how he uses the term minor for those side effects. Memory loss is not minor. Neither is a fractured leg or dislocated bones or a patient biting off his own tongue. But hey.
Joshua, is that you?
I'm busy. Go away.
What are you doing here?
I want my toy.
Prick. Alright, so this shows you the choice-based aspect of the game. Again, it doesn't matter. Like these here don't matter at all. You can say how'd you get here or are you afraid. Like I said, it all bottlenecks into the same sort of outcome, okay? It's only the choices that you make at the end of the game that make any difference at all, okay? So I'm gonna say, how did you get here?
Someone brought me here. They told me Robbie was here. They lied.
Alright, so I want to help you. I don't think I can help you. I'm just gonna press triangle for I want to help you.
Find Robbie. I want my toy.
I haven't seen any toys around here.
Guess you're not my friend.
Okay, I'll go see if I can find him.
Sounds like every single younger brother that's ever existed. Okay, so we need to go this way. Save icon there. I'm not going to save just yet. Health drink over here. There's a note over here as well. Missing patient bulletin. We read that already. Nothing else. Cool. Alright, so all these doors over here are locked. And there's a door up here that we can go through, but it's actually hidden. I don't know. I guess I don't know about you guys, but I missed this door quite a few times on my previous playthroughs. I mean, by the time I did my third playthrough, I knew what this door was. But on my first and second playthrough, I actually skipped over this particular door quite a few times because it's sort of blending in here with everything. I don't know, but yeah, this is the only other door we can go through. So yeah, there you go. Here's Robbie the rabbit. Is there anything else? No. I don't think there's any health drinks over here, so yeah. So we need to, as you can see, there's a gaping hole over here. And have a look, examine. Reach inside or leave. Now, okay, firstly, there's a choice there. You can either reach inside or leave, but you actually need to reach inside there. You know, you can't carry on the game without reaching inside there. Point number one. And point number two, you know, this is common sense that everybody should know. Whenever you find a gaping hole in a horrific place like this, you are obligated to stick your hand inside. Okay, it is a must. Common sense will tell you that. So let's go ahead and reach inside. And of course, something pulls you from the other side, so go ahead and mash X to get out. I don't know what happens if you fail that. I'm guessing your arm gets torn off or something. I got a Robbie toy. Terrifying. Okay, now there'll be a swarm that shows up here. Okay, so as you can see, that's what happens when they latch onto you. So you press circle to get them off, and then when you grab them and pull them off, there'll be a button prompt to press, whether it be square, X, triangle, or circle. Usually it's only square, triangle, sorry, square, X, or circle. Now, when you successfully press one of those buttons, then when Alex throws the swarm to the ground, then it'll completely explode them. Okay, so try and always hit the inputs successfully if you can, because if you don't, all Alex will do is he'll just throw the swarm off him and it won't die. So it's a good tactic to hit those inputs. So now we'll go back and give Joshua his Robbie toy. So that's not the right one. Over here. So press L1 and there we go.
Hey. Look at me, pal. Here.
I want Robbie.
This is yours, you remember? Take it. Come on. Where are you going? Josh! Josh, come back! Where are you going? Josh!
Alright, so seeing that right there, knowing what happens in the game, it's very heartbreaking for me. And all throughout this game, we are just running after Josh, basically. Always chasing after him. But just hearing Alex shouting after his brother there was quite heartbreaking. Especially after finding out what happens at the end of the game. But yeah, I don't want to spoil too much. Alright, so there's a drawing over there, so I'll go ahead and pick it up. I've got a child's drawing. Now, all the doors here are locked, so don't bother with any of them. And up here, that door closes, and on this door is yet another drawing. I think I hear the faint sound of water lapping on the shore. Source seems to be coming from just beyond this door, but that's impossible. This is a hospital. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Really have no idea. Okay, so this is the end of the Nightmare chapter. Go ahead and push this button, and then we'll head into the elevator.
Bad dream? Hometown? You could say that.
Good luck, soldier.
Thanks.
the ride.
Alright, so there we go, guys. That's the end of the Nightmare chapter. And here we are in our hometown of Shepherd's Glen. But we'll talk more about that in the next video. So I'll leave it here, and we'll pick up next time when we go through missing persons. So I'll see you guys then. God bless.